YouTube, do you know what time it is? It's time to drink a beer. It is. It really, really, really is time to drink a beer. And we're going to drink a Mill Street product. The Mill Street Brewery in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Mill Street Belgian Wit. Belgian White, Belgian Wit. It's a flavored wheat beer. 5% alcohol. On the back here, Mill Street Belgium style wheat is an unfiltered, refreshing beer made with a unique blend of ingredients. The resulting cloudiness gives rise to the term wit or white beer. Ingredients: water, pale barley malt, wheat flakes, dried orange peel, coriander, and hops. Not just coriander, ground coriander to go with the wheat flakes and the wheat malt. You don't usually see many breweries go into that much detail on their ingredients. I actually appreciate that. Just so you know, Mill Street, you don't get your bottles back from me. I keep them in my collection because you do a good job with your bottles. Got the Yingling Bock glass out for today's review. Mostly again because I do not have a Mill Street product glass. Because, you know, being blind and all, it's kind of hard for me to get around. Okay. About a half a finger of head. Golden yellow. It is a nice pale golden yellow. It does have the right color. I don't like your cloudiness, though. It's not cloudy enough for me. I mean, down here I know the cup is thinner, but it isn't filtered. You can tell. I mean, it is very cloudy up at the top, but it just doesn't have the amount of sediment that I like to see for my visual appeal of my wheat beers. But it does look like a wheat beer. It's just not thick enough for my liking visual-wise. The smell makes up for the visual appeal, though. The citrus comes off something fierce. The coriander comes off something fierce. You do get some of that nice maltiness. It has like a biscuity scent to it as well, most likely from the wheat. And the hops are there just to balance it out, just to put a little bit of bitterness into that sweet citrusy zest. The coriander smell, all that stuff is just balanced great with the hops. That's a really good smelling beer. It adds up that point that was taken away from the visual appeal. One thing I can say about Mill Street, they do a very good job with their beers. They are not always directly on everything, but you know what? They take the time to make their beers good. Any company that's going to take the time to make awesome bottles like this take pride in their work. I really wish that they had more of their beers bottled, because there's a whole bunch of them that I want to try, but they're only available on tap. Makes me a sad, sad albino. And this beer makes me a happy albino, though. Super soft. Tiny bit of crispness. It does have a biscuity feel to it, a biscuity flavoring, but that is nothing compared to the citrus and coriander that come off on this stuff. It's zesty citrus. It's actually like there is a real orange in this. I'd even go as far as to say a navel orange. It actually tastes like unsweetened orange juice. The hops make it a great balance. Just that tiny bit of bitterness on the background to cut through the coriander and the citrus zest. Just to cut it so it doesn't last forever. And it's almost dry. I mean, I drink it, and really I'd say just off dry. I mean, there's a slight bit of citrus sticking around, and a slight bit of hop sticking around in the back of my throat, but very slight, almost no flavoring at all after that initial 3 or 4 second punch. Nothing left, really. Just subtle things that remind you that you drank a beer. I like it. I really do. This is one of the best. Excuse me. Oh, it tastes just as good after a burp. This is one of the best domestic whites I've had in a long time. I could sit down here and drink a whole case of this. It's just that easy drinking and that flavorful. I'm giving this an 8.5 out of 10. Mill Street, this is great. Bye.